Everyone. Good afternoon. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to Technical Session 5A. Myself, Ishita Sauryan, and this session will be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 8th International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for Competitive Strategies, ICTCS 2023, Jaipur, India. The 8th edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event is organized today in Jaipur, India, and the virtual event was held yesterday and is taking place today, that is 8th and 9th of December 2023. I hope you will all enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions through the day. In this session, we have 10 presentations. Each presenter will be given 8 minutes for the presentations and 2 minutes for question and answers. On 7 minutes, I will raise a gentle reminder. There's another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any query or update, then you can write it to me in the chat box. Just before we get started, I would like to introduce you all to the chair for this session. We have with us Professor Vinod Tumar, currently working as an assistant professor in Vishwakarma Government Engineering College at Ahmedabad, Gujarat. He has more than 14 years of experience in the industry as well as academics. His research areas are data security, blockchain technology, and AI. He's also involved with an expert team of professionals working in RPA, ML, and AI. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Without further ado, we'll now begin with our paper presentations. I refer our first presenter for the session, Reena Gupta, with a paper titled A Study Towards Combined Approaches Using AI-Based RPA and SOA-Based BPM, A Future Perspective. You may start with your presentation, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm just going to share my screen.
Sure, ma'am.
Please let me know whether it's visible to you.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay, fine. A very warm good afternoon to all the respected dignitaries and the participants present here. I'm Dr. Reena Gupta, Associate Professor in Sri Vaishnav Institute of Computer Applications, Sri Vaishnav Vidyapith Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. Today, I'm going to present my research article entitled A Study Towards Combined Approaches Using AI-Based RPA and SOA-based BPM, A Future Perspective, under the 8th International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for Competitive Strategies, that is ICTCS 2023. In my presentation, I'm going to cover following points, that is the introduction of the service-oriented architecture SOA, business process management BPM, artificial intelligence AI, robotic process automation RPA, comparing and combining BPM and RPA, related research, identification of the issues in the existing scenarios, discussion about future research directions, redesigning of an automation lifecycle while considering future perspective, conclusion, and the references. First of all, what is the SOA? So service-oriented architecture, it is a way that designs complex business processes in a distributed environment, and it helps to achieve the interoperability in a distributed environment with the help of different standards like RMI, COM, DCOM, and the RPC. But such kind of interoperability would be limited only to a LAN environment. So SOA helps and provides some kind of web services that achieves the interoperability in a web-based environment with the help of different kind of web-based standards like UDDI, WSDL, HTTP, and the XML. Now, what is the BPM, business process management? It helps to perform different kind of activities required for managing and improving the business processes. And these kind of activities include analyzing, modeling, automation, implementation, execution, integration, monitoring, optimization, measurement, and controlling of the business processes. And SOA and BPM relates with each other via means of the business processes only. An atomic web service can perform a limited functionality, and in order to achieve the large number of functionality, we need to combine different kind of atomic web services in order to generate the business processes. Now, what is the AI? It is the science and engineering that makes the intelligent machines, and these are the especially intelligent computer programs in contrast to the human intelligence. And robotic process automation, this is one of the most popular application area of the AI, which helps to automate the administrative task workflows as well as processes with the help of different kind of software boards. And RPA consists of four logical components: a recorder, a designer, an orchestrator, and a robot. Recorder helps to record the human actions. Designer helps to develop and debug different kind of RPA workflows. Orchestrator helps to manage, run, and monitor different kind of RPA workflows. And our robot helps to interact with the database and the application. While comparing and combining the BPM and RPA, if we will talk about the BPM, BPM realizes the automation process with the help of customizable enterprise software or using different kind of flexible business process management systems. But in both the cases, they will be require some kind of the APIs. Rather, RPA does not require some kind of the APIs. Rather, it will make use of the software robots to mimic the human behavior. Now, if we will talk about the advantages of the RPA, it is lightweight, it requires less coding, there would be low implementation cost, there would be no in-depth technical knowledge is required. In case of the RPA, there would be no intervention into the architecture of the legacy software is required. And if we will talk about the BPM, it improves the overall performance by process optimization. Further, it aligns them with the business strategy. It reduces the cost, improve quality of the processes, provides organizational flexibility, and lastly, it provides customer as well as the employee satisfaction. So what current researchers are doing, they are combining both of these approaches in order to gain their potential. So in this research article, first of all, I have gone through with the related research in the said area. And for that purpose, I have reviewed so many research articles. These are the various research articles that I have gone through for preparing this particular paper. And based on these reviewed article, I have identified some issues in the existing scenario. Like in reference number 12, there is a lack of practical implementation with real use case scenario is missing. And identification of the significant processes is also required. Human optimization is also required. In the reference number 13, improvement is also required in the quality of RPA logs, auditability, upgradability, and scalability. In the reference number 14, the proposed approach cannot handle any kind of changes at the organizational level, that is limited to the application level only. In the next reference number 15, an extension of the proposed approach using different tools and technologies is required. In the reference number 16, some kind of error reduction technique is required. In reference number 18, the limitation associated with the presented case study is that it is not feasible to monitor the effect of the reallocation of the resources in the company. In the reference number 19, some kind of business rule classification is required. Further, more cognitive tasks can be considered for the RPA automation. In the reference number 20, proposed framework should also be tested on different kind of data sets. And in the last reference number 21, automation process should be considered with some kind of the social and the human aspect. And further, some kind of development of a checklist is also required to check the digital readiness of a process. So, based on these reviewed literature, I have defined some major future research direction that can be formulated in general in order to define a roadmap for the future research. And these future research directions are: identification of the significant business processes are required to know whether they are suitable for the RPA or not. There is always a possibility of the errors or the exceptions while performing the automation of the business process using RPA. Therefore, some kind of error detection technique should also be there. Third research direction is related to the RPA integration with the different tools and technologies can also be considered as a future research direction. The next one is testing strategy should also be developed in order to uncover the errors. And further testing must also be performed with different kind of RPA tools. In the next research direction, RPA BPM approaches should also be implemented with different kind of technologies. And further, it should also be evaluated using some kind of use case scenarios. In the next research direction, most complex tasks should be automated as AI cannot alone perform this task. The next research direction is the impact of integrated RPA should also be explored at an organizational level. And the human optimization is also necessary. And the last research direction is business processes should be checked for the digital readiness while preparing a checklist of the digital characteristics for the automation. So after defining these future research directions, based on these directions, I have redesigned an automation life cycle while considering all these research directions as their future perspective. So this is the this is the automation life cycle that I have proposed. In the basic automation life cycle, there are 6 steps, but that is the process identification, process designing and optimization, digital readiness, automation technology selection, automation implementation, and solution governance. And in this proposed automation life cycle, I have broken down the second step into the second and the third step, that is the process designing and the process optimization. And I have aligned all the identified future research directions with each of the step of the this automation lifecycle. So the first step is the process identification. So every business process cannot be automated. So one need to identify a particular business process for the automation. One need to identify the suitable or the relevant process for the automation. And this kind of decision can be made based on different kind of questions, like whether your process is stable, whether it is error prone, whether it is with the limited human intervention, or it is having low level of exceptions, or it is rule based or standardized. If all of these questions or the most of these question passes yes, then only we can say that that particular processes can be RP automated. The next one is next future research direction associated with this step is the complex business process automation. Current researchers basically focusing on automating the simple business processes only, like just they are scheduling the meetings, they are sending the emails, but more cognitive and complex tasks are currently available. So one should also keep track on such kind of the complex business process automation as well. Now, the second step toward the automation lifecycle is the process designing. This step can be considered as the most difficult phase of the or most critical phase of this automation lifecycle, and designing can be done with the help of different kind of BPMN or the UML tools. But while designing a business process, one should also keep in the mind some kind of error handling mechanism, and they should also develop some kind of error handling mechanism at this step, because error can be arises at any step of the automation. The third step in the automation lifecycle is the process optimization. Basically, we do the optimization process for the cost saving and in order to improve the efficiency of a process. But RPA cannot alone do this particular task, and because every business process can be associated with some kind of the social or the human factor as well. So human optimization should also be there, and that can be considered as a future research direction. The next step is the digital readiness. If your business process have been passed through all the above stages, but still we need to check whether that particular process is digitally ready for the automation or not. So for that purpose, one has to prepare a checklist of the development for the digital readiness of a particular process. And the next step, fifth number, is the automation technology selection. And in this step, we will actually select the automation technology for the implementation and the testing. And currently, researchers are focusing on the UI path only, as it is freely available in the market. But there are so many other options are also available in the market. So one should also try with the different kind of tools and technology to integrate the RPA processes and for the testing purposes. The next 6 number step is the automation implementation. This is the actual step when we will actually realizing the automation implementation with the help of the selected technology in the previous step. And this step also consists of various kind of actions, like assigning different kind of roles and responsibility to the different people, training of the people, implementation, and the testing phases. But while doing the implementation, one should keep in the mind to implement the error handling or the reduction mechanism that we have already designed in the designing phases. And one should also evaluate their techniques with the help of some kind of real use case scenario in order to assess the efficiency of a particular method. And testing strategy should also be developed in this particular phase. The last step of the automation lifecycle is the solution governance. And this is the step when we will monitor and analyze the efficiency of a given solution. And this step also consider different other factors like security, scalability, and load balancing of the resources as well. And most of the researchers are currently doing RPA integration at an application level only. But RPA integration should also be there at an organizational level to align your business processes with the organization as well. So these are the 7 steps along with their future perspective with each of them that one should keep in mind while designing a business process or automating a business processes with the help of the RPA BPM approaches. So these are the steps that I have already discussed. So now the conclusion is BPM and RPA both are the latest technology trends that are used to automate the business processes. And in this research article, I have initially talked about the potential and the challenges of the BPM and RPA. Then further, I have defined a synergy between them in order to combine these approaches to gain their potential. Several research studies are currently available in the market to integrate the RPM and BPM approaches. And in this research article, first of all, I have reviewed an extensive literature in the said area. And then further, I have defined various kind of issues associated with the existing literature. And further, these issues are discussed to identify the direction for the future research. That also helps to designing. That also helps in redesigning automation lifecycle. And while redesigning this automation lifecycle, each of its steps considers corresponding identified issues that provides a roadmap for the researchers. And these are the references that I have used in order to prepare this research article. Thank you. Any queries?
Will you please tell me that what is the limitation of RPA?
Yes, sir. Just a minute. Sir, limitations of RPA are that as RPA, it is based on the robots or the AI-based programs. So there are always the chances of arising some kind of the errors into that. RPA alone cannot do some kind of optimizations, and definitely we will get the result fast in terms of if we will talk about the speed, it will do definite fast work. But some kind of error arising of the error chances always be there, and optimization problem would also be associated with the RPA.
Okay. Then what is the difference between a product which have been developed by RPA and bot?
Sorry, pardon, sir.
You know very well about the bot. Do you have idea about
Yes,
bot?
yeah. Sir, bots are the AI-based programs. Basically, they are the AI-based programs, artificial intelligence-based programs.
So which is better, the product which is developed by RPA or a bot?
Uh, Sir, actually, RPA will make use of the software boards in order to make a particular business process or in order to do a particular task. So, boards are the software programs, and RPA will make use of the software boards in order to perform a particular task.
Okay, thank you. Next
Thank you
presenter,
so
please.
much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank
We
you.
have our next presenter. I'd like to invite paper presenter D. Abdus Subahan to present the paper titled An Edge-Aware Guided Filtering Technique for Multiplicative Noise Reduction in Satellite Images. You may start your presentation.
So, good afternoon, everyone. This is Abdul Subahan, research scholar. Is my PPT visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yeah. So my name is Abdul Subahan. I am the research scholar in Department of Networking and Communications in SRM Institute of Science and Technology. So today I am going to present an edge-aware guided filtering technique for multiplicative noise reduction in satellite images in the International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for Competitive Strategies. So first, so whenever we are getting the data from satellite images, which is easily have some issues with speckle noise. So with that speckle noise, there is a degradation of image quality, and So an edge-aware guided filtering technique will be useful for removing speckle noise, and which is proposed in this paper. Here, generally, we take satellite images and we are going to apply on the bilateral filter. The non-additive noise will be transformed into additive noise using the long transform on the filtered image. So here in my paper, I am proposing edge-aware guided filtering technique. And so whenever I'm studying literature survey, so I identified some of the authors who prioritized the work in eliminating speckle noise using some categories, like speckle noise is reduced using different techniques. Some of the techniques which are used is multi-look processing and statistical filtering. So statistical filtering and multi-look processing so were used to reduce the speckle noise. And satellite images generally used in remote sensing. So in this image segmentation can be used to solve a variety of issues. And there are some non-local self-similarity filters are used with artificial intelligence in the noise reduction method. And that is there. And convolutional neural network is used in this technique to remove the speckle noise from the SAR images. Block matching, CNN, denoising, and bunch shrinkage are its three key processes. And also, so additionally, if you want to represent the results of convolutional neural network, denoiser are used to shape the gatherings of similar patches. And so especially to discuss about edge-aware guided filtering technique. So here, if you want to discuss about how edge-aware guided filtering technique will be used to remove the speckle noise. So first, we need to understand the workflow of the edge-aware guided filtering technique. And this technique has been used because it may be applied directly to the satellite images without compression. In this case, the bilateral filter is used as a pre-treatment filter, and the filtered image end product will be having the speckle noise. This noise is reduced further, and there is existing despeckling filters are designed to reduce the additive Gaussian white noise. And here, in order to conserve the original information and remove noise, soft threshold will be applied. And so there are several bands are available like LL, LH, HL, and HH subband images. And since the LL2 band has low energy when compared with the other subbands, it is filtered by using a guided filter. And the HH1 band is filtered by using edge-aware guided filter to conserve the edge characteristics of the original image. And after removing the noise from each subband image, the exponential transform is used to reverse the log transformation. And and whenever we are discussing about joint bilateral filter, so these filters are weighted averaging filters whose weights are based on both spatial and intensity distances from the center pixel. So the bilateral filter preserves edges while spatially for smoothing purpose. Since the bilateral filter uses pixels of varying intensities, it is very robust. What is the robust means? You can say yes, it ignores the outliers. Okay, the outcome of the bilateral filter will be very useful for smoothing purpose. And So this is a diagram, block diagram, you can call how bilateral filter will be used and how to reduce the speckle noise from the noisy images, and what are the different layers are there, and what are the different types of filters can be used and also you can represent the workflow of edge-aware guiding filter technique, how to reduce the speckle noise. And these are the results we observed when compared with the other guided filters. So finally, what I conclude is the bilateral filter has been used as a initial filtering approach in the suggested strategy, and there are some non-additive noise is transformed into additive noise using the logarithmic transform. And the estimated subband image has additive noise removed by the guided filter, and real-time satellite images were used in this experiment. So here, so the ratios are here, and these are the results I got from this, and so these are the papers reference. Thank you.
Which dataset you have used to test your results?
Yes. Yes, sir. Sir, can you repeat question?
Yes, which dataset of images you have used for these results?
So voice is breaking, sir.
I would like to ask you that which dataset you have used for your results?
Which
Dataset of images.
Yes, sir.
Is my voice clear?
Yes, sir. Kaggle.
Okay, good. Thank
Okay.
you. Ishita, next presentation, please.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. We have our next presenter, Harsh Singh, with the paper titled ApnaMarket.nft, Empowering Art and Collectibles in the NFT Marketplace. You may start your presentation.
So good afternoon, panel. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm myself Harsh Singh. I'm here to present our idea, NFT Marketplace, ApnaMarket.nft, in contribution with Atharva Baiti and under the guidance of Dr. Padma Adane. So basically, this idea came from our junior. He came to us and initiated that we should create some NFT marketplace for artists. There are small scale artists who create music albums, graphics, and paintings. So there is no any such major platform for them to trade. So initially, all NFT marketplace was from the creator's perspective, not on the trader's perspective. So we initiated the idea that we should create some NFT marketplace which is India oriented, and which has the main motive of trading of NFT of music albums and paintings and all other things. So objective was that we should have the royalty percentage for the NFT. Instead of deploying all NFT together, we should have the different royalty percentage for that. And the trading of the NFT should be like that. The one person should have 20% of royalty for that NFT. Basically, the music album, or it can be anything, any graphic post or anything. Basically, the art, it was artist oriented platform. So I would like to clear the idea what is non-fungible and the fungible tokens. So basically, fungible tokens are which can have the which two identities can have the multiple source code. Like for example, this 10 rupees note, there can be two 10 rupees note which has the same value, but two NFTs cannot have the same values. One NFT is always unique and it can be owned by that person only. So one wheat bag of wheat rice bag and anything. So NFT is only owned by single person entity, and it can be connected to real world objects. Like for example, the signature of Sachin Tendulkar's bat, or any painting like Mona Lisa painting. So idea was to instead of going in traditional way of creating NFT marketplace, so we approached the idea like we should go for music albums or any art perspective, so we can empower new generation artists to have the trade to have the open platform to trade their art, and other people can buy it and sell it in future. So basically, this diagram shows that cryptocurrency is a fungible token. Cryptocurrency is a fungible token. Two cryptocurrencies can have the same value, but in terms of NFT, no two NFTs can have the same value. So like for example, if you are sharing one pizza slice, so two pizza slices can have the same value, but a particular signature of any person on the note can have only single note in the world with the unique identity on the.
Please skip this introduction part and show me your work.
Yes, ma'am. So this was our NFT marketplace which we created. So it has the profile section, sell NFT page, and the marketplace page. So this was the upload NFT page where the names of the NFT, and you can add the description, price, and all the images, and it will show you the owner's address and the seller's address here. I would like to briefly discuss the idea here. Like we are using API and Pinata, and we are using Alchemy. Alchemy basically provides the DApp architecture, and Pinata is the like interplanetary file system, which provide like whenever you are storing the image can be 10 MB, 20 MB, or audio files can be too large at the same time. So doing that on the 100 or millions of the node on the blockchain network, because it's a distributed network, so it can be very inefficient at the same time. So interplanetary file system, basically Pinata is one of the interplanetary file system provider. So it does what it creates the JSON object, so you can have the 10 MB, 20 MB of data, and it will create the same hash with the same text file. So that JSON object will be linked with our that JSON object will be hashed with our private key of the MetaMask ID. So MetaMask has basically two components. You can associate with the Gmail of the blockchain network. So you have the private address and you have the public address. So at the time of deploying the NFTs, this private address is linked with the Pinata. This private address is linked with the Pinata hash, and that the Pinata has been then verified with this smart contract. So this this DApps architecture has been provided by Alchemy. So once this smart contract does what, basically it checks that your private address of the MetaMask is correct or not, and your hash of the Pinata, which is been provided by the Pinata, that hash is been manipulated or not. If it is not manipulated and your private address is been associated with it, so it will approve that and will distribute into the DApps architecture. So Alchemy basically provides the API for every NFT, and that API is being distributed to the front end, the front end which we created. So at the time when another user enters on the platform, so it does what, it will decrypt it with my public address of MetaMask, and verifies that the hash is again being not manipulated, and the public address is matching with my private address over there. So once that is being done, the NFT will show you on the another DApps platform. So basically this was the flow. Like one seller will go to NFT marketplace, then NFT will be sell for particular price. So this is how the MetaMask looks like. You have to for using our application, it's very simple. It's even simple than using the Gmail account. You have to just install the MetaMask extension. MetaMask extension will automatically connect to the testnet. In this we were using the Groil testnet. We repeatedly shifted different testnet for getting the maximum efficiency in terms of gas fees. So here you can see when you create tokens, it charges some amount of fees, and it is free because whenever we use the testnet, it provides you the some sort of faucets. Like faucets are basically you can associate it with, it provides you free tokens to trade on testnets. So we use Groil. You can deploy that thing, and you can see the receipt over here. So basically, this my NFT marketplace was quite efficient, and the idea came like we should empower. There were already existing WazirX when this idea came. WazirX was already in India. It was India oriented, but the news was coming. It sunset. Basically, it shut its business in India. So these were the references which we included. Yeah, thank you.
What is the use of IPFS in your framework?
So basically, when NFT marketplace, whenever you upload any image, so this image can be very large, or whenever you are uploading any audio file, that can be very large. In blockchain, it has the DApps architecture, so you can have millions of nodes. So whenever you are doing proof of work, or for example, the smart contract, it verifies the consents. At the time of verifying the consents, it can be very inefficient to access the 10 MB of file on every other system on the network. So Pinata does what? It creates the hash JSON object. So it does what? Your NFT title, your description, your Ethereum cost, whatever it is, your image, your audio file, it can be anything. So it gathers all thing and creates the hash. So it is like a DApps storage unit. It's like blockchain, Azure for blockchain. So as you can see in this diagram, like whenever there are different smart contracts, same way there are different storage units. When we use IPFS, for example, register on my page, whenever you open this link, your private address of the MetaMask will be associated with our platform, and your device also becomes the IPFS node there. So whenever anything would be stored, some amount of the storage would be used from your device only. This is how the IPFS works.
IPFS is just a protocol.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me one thing. You have also in your presentation that you have indicated at one place Ethereum and at another place it is a Matic. So in which cryptocurrency you are collecting your payment?
In which cryptocurrency you have?
You are collecting your payment through your clients.
So basically, we initially we used Mumbai testnet, Polygon testnet, but the gas fees was too high, so we shifted on the Groil testnet. Testnet was initially free; it was providing the free network for usage. So we have gone with the Groil testnet. So it's very simple process to shift the testnet. You have to simply write one script. Like for example, you can see this. The developer has to just write this one script, and the testnet can be shifted easily. So that is not an issue. Whenever, like for example, in future the Groil testnet becomes paid also, so there can be new testnet which we can use, and we can even create our testnet. But whenever new testnet comes, like
Okay, it's
initially
fine.
there are
Thank
less
you.
number
Thank
of
you.
nodes.
Okay, thank you. Next presentation,
Thank
please.
Thank you, sir. We will be proceeding with the next presentation. I'd like to invite Suraj to present the paper titled Consumer Adoption Factors for M-Pharmacy Apps Using Behavioral Reasoning Theory, BRT. You may start your presentation, sir.
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much, ma'am. Let me share my screen. Can you see it now?
Yes, please
Okay,
continue.
great. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so the topic is consumer adoption factors for M-Pharmacy apps using the behavioral reasoning theory, that is BRT. And me and my guide, Dr. Kanchan Patel, worked on this. Okay, so this paper has examined what are the factors which contribute to consumers' acceptance of mobile pharmacy applications, which we call as M-Pharmacy apps. And also we have analyzed what are the factors which inhibit its adoption. And we have done this in the ambit of this theory called BRT, behavioral reasoning theory. In this paper, we have empirically validated the research model, and we have taken responses from around 426 respondents. We have used smart PLS, which for data analysis. The key findings reveal that the acceptance of M-Pharmacy apps by consumers is positively influenced by factors such as usefulness, how useful it is, convenience, and monetary benefits. They should be able to save money. Whereas this adoption is negatively impacted by security barriers like apprehensions if their data is secure or not. Furthermore, it is also found that the perceived need, that is, if a person feels that whether they are really in need of these medicines, it impacts both the positive as well as the negative factors. And this is all because a person who is in need of wellness product is more likely to adopt pharmacy apps. Now, this particular findings would be helping the product development teams to build more user-friendly, convenient apps, the marketing team to better position their products, and also the pharmacists and drug retailers to improve the product offerings for online sales that by giving better discounts, because monetary benefit is one of the factors. Now, the novelty lies in this is first such paper which has employed BRT to explore both the reasons for as well as the reasons against the acceptance of pharmacy applications by consumers. Then next is, the introduction. This concept of pharmacy, mobile pharmacy application, comes from e-pharmacy, which is also known as the online pharmacy. And e-pharmacy leverages ICT, that is information and communication technologies, to help consumers to buy and sell medicines over the internet. What are the benefits, core benefits of using pharmacy apps? Like cost benefit, it saves time as one does not have to physically visit the pharmacy stores. Then security and governance, because the orders are validated by a registered pharmacist. 24/7 service. Then customer privacy. It makes these products available even at low remote locations, and the stores are available around the clock. Furthermore, it also helps to curb counterfeit medicines, drug abuse, and through real-time audits and document tracking. Now, these all benefits which we just spoke about can be availed if it is readily adopted. However, it was during the literature review, it was found that the adoption.
Please skip this introduction part and show the research one.
Yes, sir. So let me tell you, sir, the research questions. So the research questions were determinants, and objective was framework, theoretical framework using BRT, and empirically validate the model. Now, we just spoke about what is BRT, why BRT was used, and then the review of literature, like how we came across this model. Yes. So we did all literature review, analyze that this hasn't been explored much, and finally we came to this model. So this is the model, research model, and here we are trying to understand the adoption intention, not the actual one, but the intention of pharmacy apps, and what all constructs influence it. Like you see the attitude towards adoption, reasons for adoption of pharmacy apps, reasons against adoption of pharmacy app, and perceived needs. So this is the model, the research model. And now these are the hypotheses, like consumers' attitude towards the adoption will significantly impact their intentions. And the reasons for will favorably impact attitude, reasons against, and this is how we formed the hypothesis. And we also specified the rationale why we took usefulness, convenience, monetary value, security barrier, and technology stress as the inhibitors and the promoters. Then research methodology, we use survey method to gather primary data from the respondents, and we followed this rule, thumb rule, and from that we identified that minimal we need 90 respondents. However, we targeted around 600, and we could get around 426 results for this. The sampling that we used was purposive sampling, because we believed that we should always only be taking the responses from people who knows the usage of pharmacy app. So we were dependent on taking reference from one user to suggest who's the other user who might be knowing this. Then the research instrument, we utilize the scales from prior research papers to measure each of the constructs, and we validated the reliability and accuracy during various statistical tests. And the measures, the constructs were measured using 7-point Likert scale, And we did a pre-test pilot test to validate the instrument's validity. Then the other statistical measures like converge alpha use was utilized to assess dependability and internal consistency. And these are the results like alpha and composite reliability, the reasons for first order constructs, second order constructs, and the hypothesis is testing what it signified. Everything was found significant, excepting perceived needs, which was found not to be significant, not to impact the attitude, but the intention. Furthermore, technology stress was not found significant, whereas the security barrier was. So this made us conclude that people have apprehensions about the security, but technology is no longer a stress for them because everybody uses mobile phones, smartphones, and they are pretty comfortable with using these apps. And results in discussions like what I told you, this were found significant, two were found insignificant. So that has been captured here. Then what are the contributions, theoretical implication? Like I said, this is one of the first such papers which has explored both the promoters as well as the inhibitors for M pharmacy using DRT. Now, practical implication, this particular knowledge, like what influences the user to adopt, will help the developers to understand that they need to make products which are convenient, useful, as well as the marketing team, how to position those products. And also security is an important feature. Then they can think of implementing technology such as blockchain, which will give good security to these apps. Then the constraints and avenue suggested research avenue. So this constraint is that it is stipulated to India. The participants have been mostly from urban India. So future researchers can target other geographies of the globe, as well as rural India can be targeted to see if they are also keen on adopting this. Furthermore, this has used BRT framework to find positive factors such as usefulness, convenience, and monetary. But there could be other factors as well, which can be explored by other researchers. So these are the references. That's it. Thank you. Questions, please, sir, ma'am.
You have mentioned that you have used blockchain for security.
No, sir. This is just a way of ensuring that we give them security. I mean, we give them the confidence that these transactions are very secure. So this is a proposal for future researchers to incorporate the features of blockchain, like giving data security, building trust. But for this particular study, we haven't considered the features. But like security is one of the elements that can be provided by blockchain. But we haven't explicitly mentioned the feature blockchain.
Okay, good. Very good work. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next presentation, please.
Thank you, sir. We have our next presenter, Uthara AS, with the paper titled Customer Segmentation Using RFM Model and a New Approach to Encourage Loyal Customers. You may please start your presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Ma'am, you're audible, but your voice is really low.
Okay. Good evening to one and all present here, respected delegates and guests. Myself, Uttara IAS. I'm here to present my research topic paper, Customer Segmentation Using RFM Model and a New Approach to Encourage Loyal Customers. Myself, I'm a student of Amrita Vishwavidyapitham, currently pursuing my MSc in Data Science and Supply Chain and Logistics Management. This paper is done on behalf of my UG project. These are the contents I would like to present it. Customer loyalty. So customer loyalty is a vital long-term success driving revenue and brand advocacy. So the main goal of this project is to get the loyal customers and to encourage them with our new screens to provide email notifications about their loyalty scores, etc. RFM model is basically used to segregate customers into different clusters based on their recency score, frequency score, and monetary score. The segmentation benefits are like RFM helps business understand their customer base and enables them a personalized market. The loyalty rewards program, which I have implemented here, will support the customers, upbring our business, and to implement a reward system to foster exclusively the emotional connection with loyal customers. The email notification system will allow us to communicate with our loyal customers about the new schemes and rewards which we put forward to strengthen the bond and increase the customer retention. Data-driven insights drawn from the RFM model provided us with a great insight of where the customer's position is and how to approach them. Competitive markets. In competitive markets, RFM and email notifications maintain and drive repeat purchases, building strong relationship with loyal customers. The RFM analysis examines recency, frequency, monetary value of purchases and offers us into customer behavior and preferences. These scores are calculated on the basis of our data, and based on these recency scores, we can develop a model to segregate the customers into different batches. We like to put the loyal customers into upfront and bring them into maximum utilization, like giving them motivations as like giving loyalty programs or reward points, anything like that. Offers insight into customer behavior and preferences. RFM model can be obtained using the RFM scores, which we have calculated from the model, and we can use these scores along with K-means method to cluster out the different clusters. K-means helped us to cluster the RFM scores based on the customer values. The combines of RFM model with K-means, we got to know which are the loyal customers and how to approach them, and to send them email notifications to enable or build our customer relationship more strongly. The clustering algorithm helped us to group data points based on specific criteria. K-means minimum objective is like to minimize the square distance with cluster for simplicity. But K-means also have disadvantages, like maybe it can be very local optima, not the perfect optima will be there. So K-means has that disadvantages. Loyalty programs include enhance our customer lifetime value, which in turn give our company a great long-term success.
Ma'am, please show me your research part instead of this introduction or theory work.
Okay, sir. This is my architectural diagram, which I've collected data using the machine learning UCR repository and created a RFM score model. And then I segregated the customers into different groups and designed a loyalty-based program to encourage them to be a loyal customers and to encourage the customers which were even in the inactive state. So the reward management system enhances the customer retention and the capacity of our company to retain these customers to get maximum profit. We implemented an email notification system in order to enhance this customer retention and customer lifetime value. The algorithms used are, for data preparation, we used RFM scores and additional attributes. Initializations, like we divided the K data points and into initial clusters, assigned them based on the distance algorithm, updated the centroids, and iterated more and more times to confirm that the points are correctly inferred from the algorithm. So we basically got the RFM scores like 5, 5, 5, which are recency ranked based on 1 to 5, frequency based on 1 to 5, and monetary based on 1 to 5. So the customers would have RFM score 5, 5, 5 can be classified as loyal customers, and we can focus on that loyal customers to bring our reward programs to increase the customer retention and the lifetime value of that customer. So result analysis is RFM segmentation, identifying different customer segments, identification of the correct loyal customers, and to give them high RFM scores and engagement through email notifications, retention and engagement, and personal incentives. The advantages of doing like this is like enhancement of customer satisfaction. By increasing the customer satisfaction, we can also increase the customer retention. The positive word of mouth they spread to the company will be a great spread of our company's policies, which we can in turn attract more customers into our company. This will impact on our business. RFM and reward and email notification system constantly engages our customers with this our company's new schemes, and they will again come to visit our customer. That means the lifetime value of the customers will be increased. Conclusion: RFM model customer segmentation, the reward loyal customers can be identified and use that into a long-term success. This is a win-win situation we can infer from this paper. So according to the loyal customers, we can derive the email notification system to inform them about the loyalty programs and discounts they are getting in order to increase the customer retention rate. These are the reference papers I have looked through. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next presentation, please.
Sure, sir. We have our next presenter. I'd like to invite Monica Sharma D to present the paper titled Design and Implementation of 5-Port Label Switched NOC Router Using FPGA. You may start your presentation, ma'am. Do we have ma'am Monica? She's there, but she isn't replying. I think there might be some connection issue. So can we move on to the next presenter then?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Then I'd like to invite Miftachul Huda to present the paper titled Digital Technology Adoption for Instruction Aids, Insight into Teaching Material Content. You may start with your presentation. Ma'am Monica is asking if she's audible. Ma'am Monica, we couldn't hear you. And it seems we do not have Sir Miftachul either. Moving on, we can connect with them later on. I'd like to invite B. Sai Shruti to present the paper titled Effective Prediction of Cardiovascular Disease Using Deep Learning. Ma'am, if you're here, then you can start your presentation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rohini. Me and my co-authors Sai Shruti and Sai Shweta are here to give a presentation on our project paper, Effective Prediction of Cardiovascular Disease Using Deep Learning. So talking about our objective, the main objective of our project is to predict cardiovascular disease using real-time numeric data as well as real-time ECG image data. So this system is actually made to reduce the increasing number of deaths globally due to cardiovascular disease. Our system actually predicts the disease with enhanced and improved accuracy. We have achieved the highest accuracy using deep learning, that is about 99.8 accuracy, using ECG image data. So moving on to the abstract, as we all know, heart is the most crucial organ which is involved in pumping blood to all parts of the body. Any abnormal functionalities in heart leads to life-threatening syndromes. So in order to find the heart disease, it is very important to take the first step to save the lives of the people. So
Excuse
over
me,
many.
ma'am. Sorry to disturb you, but your slides aren't moving.
Now, ma'am?
No, not yet. The presentation slide is stuck on the first one.
1 minute, ma'am. I'll reshare. Is it moving, ma'am?
Ma'am, not yet either. Maybe you can just try and scroll instead of putting the slideshow in the, like the slide in the slideshow.
Okay.
Yeah, they are like.
Is it visible?
Yes. Please continue.
Yes, ma'am. So as I was talking about the abstract, Heart is a most crucial organ which is involved in pumping blood to all the parts of the body. Any abnormal functionalities in heart causes life-threatening syndromes. So in our model, over many methodologies such as linear regression, naive-bayes, random forest, decision tree, we have used few of these methods and we have performed ensembling, that is involving more than one technique to achieve more accuracy. We have also involved CNN that is under a deep learning technique for prediction using ECG image. So talking about the motivation, the main motivation behind our work is to reduce the increasing number of deaths globally due to the cardiovascular disease. As we have used deep learning techniques because it takes very less time for prediction with more accuracy. So these are some of the literature surveys we have collected regarding our work in the previous years. So talking about our proposed system, as I've said earlier, this is a prediction system for predicting heart disease. Our system consists of two modules, which is the first one involves prediction using numeric data, and the second module involves prediction using ECG data. In the prediction using numeric data, we'll be predicting if the person has heart disease or not, and if the person is normal. And in prediction using ECG data, it will also find out if the person has heart disease or not, and some types of heart disease such as history of myocardial stroke, abnormal heart disease, etc.
Now these are the boundaries for predicting cardiovascular disease using numerical data, that is using machine learning algorithms. The first process, data collection and pre-processing, feature extraction, and ensemble classifier. This is the architecture. We'll be first giving the data sets. The data set will be pre-processed. Then feature selection will be done. Then by using machine learning algorithms, training and testing the data will be done. By that, we'll be predicting the types of diseases, and accuracy will be also be shown in this method. Now talking about the data collection, data sets we have get the data set from the Kaggle. And these are the data sets available like age, gender, CP, chest BPS, glucose, BMI, etc. And data collection, we are processing data acquisition, data labeling, improvement of existing data or models. Next. In data pre-processing, it is the major important step. Here we are using doing the raw data into a suitable format for we will be pre-processing it. The crucial step is that we will be cleaning the data. Cleaning the data means we'll be removing the null values, and we'll be also removing the duplicate values. The data processing consists of data transformation, data normalization, and feature selection. And here we'll be also calculating the mean, median, standard. Next. And next, in feature extraction, we'll be doing encoding categorical data here, because in machine learning algorithms, it will consider the numerical value, that is integer value. So we'll be converting the text format into a numerical format. In our program, we have converted the gender data, like we'll be entering it as male and female as M and F. And here we are by using encoding categorical data, we are changing it to as male as 0 and female as 1. And basically, our data set will be divided, split into two parts, like 30% to 70% for training and testing. So the full data set will be splitted as for training, that will be like 70% for testing for 30%. And we'll be making the data set into our machine learning algorithms, and we'll be testing it. And so basically, we have used many algorithms such as logistic regression, naive-bayes, KNN. We have used various machine learning algorithms individually, and we'll be getting the accuracy of each and every algorithm. By comparing all those algorithms, we have chose the best 3 algorithms, and we have ensembled it together to gain the higher accuracy. So now we have used extreme gradient boost, support vector classifier, and K nearest neighbor, which have given the accuracy of 94.6%.
So let's just quickly see a brief overview on the various ML algorithms, followed by which I would dive into the major 3 algorithms we used for the ensemble model. So the first one is logistic regression. So it's a supervised learning algorithm, and it's used for predicting the probability of an instance belonging to one of the 2 classes. We have got an accuracy of 85.8%. The next one is naive Bayes. So it is based on the Bayes theorem and it's used for classification tasks. And we have got an accuracy of 82.43%. Followed by which comes decision tree, which is used to classify and visualize data in accordance with the conditions. So decision tree acts as a foundation for ensemble methods like random forest. So random forest is nothing but a combination of multiple decision trees. And we have got an accuracy of 89.75%. So as I've already discussed, so these are all the potential ML algorithms that I've attempted to utilize. However, we disregarded it because the algorithm's accuracy was not up to par. But these three algorithms, which I'm going to discuss now, are the main three algorithms ensembled together to predict the accuracy. The first one is KNN. So it's the most simple, straightforward machine learning algorithm, and it works by identifying the K nearest data points to a given instance. The next one is support vector classifier, which comes under SVM and is a supervised machine learning algorithm used for classification. Last but not least, we have XGBoost, and it works on the approach by predicting a target variable by merging an ensemble of estimates to form a simpler model. The reason why we have chosen these three algorithms to ensemble rather than the algorithms with higher individual accuracy is because we've already tried ensembling all the other algorithms, and out of which this combination of ensembling technique resulted in the most expected accuracy. And we have got an accuracy of 94.6%.
Yeah, as I've said earlier, our system consists of two modules. So moving on to the second module, that is prediction of cardiovascular disease using ECG image. The three steps involved are image collection and pre-processing, CNN classifier, and performance analysis. So talking about the first step, the first and the most important step is image data collection. The data collection involves gathering and preparing data that is to be added to the dataset. So we have collected all these data from arrhythmia dataset, that is from Kaggle. So moving on to the next is image data pre-processing. The most important step in any machine learning algorithm is like preparing the data that is to be fed into the model or a system. So here the raw image is made suitable for the proposed model for further training. So here is a proposed architecture. So as I've said earlier, after collecting the data and pre-processing, the pre-processed data is actually resized into an image of 100x100 size. So in prediction using ECG image, among the various models in CNN, we have actually used a sequential model which involves 4 layers, namely pooling layer, flatten layer, dense layer, and dropout layer. Here, the ECG image we have taken is actually divided into frames, and all these frames will be marked as zeros and ones based on the ECG signals. So the CNN actually has 3 layers, namely input layer, hidden layer, and output layer, into which all these will be sent. So talking about the first layer, that is the pooling layer, which is actually involved in analyzing and finding out the zeros and ones. And the second layer, flatten, is actually used to convert all the matrix into a single dimensional array. And the next layer, dense layer, is used to locate the ones in the frames, which has the ECG signal, and the dropout layer is actually used to drop all the zeros represented on the frames. So the final structure will be formed based on the ones which is placed on the frames. So this final structure is fed into the system and trained. And finally, when a new input is given, it is compared with the already trained system and will get what type of cardiovascular disease will be having. So the performance analysis we have attained using ECG image is epoch. Epoch is nothing but one complete pass of the training set data which is given through the algorithm. So we have attained the highest accuracy of 99.8 using ECG image data. So these are the hardware and software requirements we have used in our system.
So I would like to conclude the entire presentation. So we have basically used for predicting effective cardiovascular disease prediction, and we have used 2 models. In the initial model, we have used machine learning algorithms. We have used several supervised learning machine learning algorithms. In that, we have done separately each and every algorithm like logistic regression, naive Bayes, and random forest, XGBoost, and KNN. In that, we chose 3 algorithms which has gained the highest accuracy. We have ensembled them like SGB, SVC, and KNN, and we have attained the accuracy of 94.6%. And this picture shows the output of what we have obtained. And by using the numerical data, we were able to find different types of diseases such as coronary heart disease, peripheral arterial disease, and aortic disease. And by using ECG image with using CNN, we were able to get the accuracy of 99.8%. And we were also able to predict the types of diseases such as stroke, a history of myocardial infarction, myocardial disease, and if the person is normal, it will also show that the person is normal. And these are the outputs which are present in our code. And this shows the bar graph of all the various algorithms which we have implemented separately. Next. These are the bar graph which shows the ensembling model which we have tried for various different types of algorithm. Next.
Please come to the conclusion.
So these are the outputs, sir. We have concluded that we have used two types of, one is machine learning algorithm and deep learning algorithm, and these are the outputs while we are implementing. And these are the reference. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next presentation, please.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll be moving ahead with our next presenter, Kavita S., with the paper titled Efficiency Enhancement of Knee or Osteoarthritis Classification Using Optimization Techniques. You may start with your presentation, ma'am. Ma'am Kavita. It seems she's in there. Till then, we'll move on with the next presenter, Deepak Chandra Upreti, with the paper titled Map Reduce a Big Data Maintain Algorithm, Empowering Big Data Processing for Enhanced Business Insights. You may start with your presentation, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Now visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. Myself, Dr. Deepak Upreti. Respected dignitaries, I am presenting my presentation on map reducing a big data maintained algorithm, empowering big data processing for enhanced business insights. This is inspired by the digital marketing. Now, in this time, we are using using digital marketing. So in digital marketing, map reducing is one of the main concepts. So now, in this presentation, I have listed some points that introduction, MapReduce algorithms, and in MapReduce algorithms, I have also included the combined partition, shuffling and sorting, and the big data. These are some points which I have mentioned. Main focus is only about the map reducing. Now in this case, now abstract means that if you want to display huge amount of data, then with the help of the big data algorithm, you have displaying the huge amount of data. Now, simply we know that in a database, there are the structured data and the unstructured data. Structured data, we know that in structured data, simply we will present with the help of the tables, but unstructured data means that the huge amount of data. As in unstructured data, as we know that the Gmail data, and now in this time they are the mall culture. Not we purchase the articles from the shops. We will present. We will take all our articles from the mall. So in mall there are the huge amount of data. So we will use the map reducing process in this case. So due to straightforward user interface, high scalability, and fault tolerance capability, we will use the map reducing. Now in this case, map reducing, we have used the platform Hadoop, and with the help of the map reduce tool, we will access the data. In this case, the keyword which I have used is map, reduce, shuffle, sort, combine, partitions, shuffling, sorting, big data. These are the keywords by which I am presenting my presentations. Now in this case, now simply we know that in map reduce function, there are the two types of function, map function and the reduce function. In map function, will present the value in the pair key and the value, and the output of the map function will present in the form of the reduce functions. So this is the just introduction. Within map function and the reduce function, we will present data in the form of the key and value pairs. Now in MapReduce algorithm, the technology which I use in the intermediate key combiner partitions. Intermediate keys means that if you want to access my data with the help of the diagram, I will explain all these things. In intermediate keys, we will explain the data in the form of the key and the value. And combiner is work between the mapper and the reducer. The data which I have mapped in a mapper will go into the reducer by the help of the combiner. So with the help of the diagram, I will explain it. Now, shuffling and sorting also will come after when we mention all the data in a mapper, then with the help of the shuffling and sorting. Shuffling means the addition of the different attributes, and sorting means that in the sorted manner the data will be go from mapper to the reducer. So shuffling and sorting also we have introduced in this case. Reducer state just means that the after sorted, filtered and aggregated all the data, we will present it into the reduced stage form. I will also explain it into the reduced stage form. Now this is the case. Now with the help of this diagram, I will show that. Now first they are the input phase. Input phase means that is the input data which I want to present. As we know that in a mall cultures, when we go to mall to purchase any articles, mall, what is the mall? In previous mall just means that the huge amount of data. In mall, we have purchased any item. Means there are also the shoe related item, there are also the cloth related item, there are also every types of items are present in a mall. So input phase means that there are the number of articles which is in mall is the input phase. In the map phase means that we know that hello, am I audible, sir? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, ma'am. Now, map phase just means that in a mall culture, we saw that there are the 5-story building, ground floor, first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor. The person which we can deal is a different person. In ground floor, first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor. So map function just means that the dealing with the means that the dealer which deal with the customers is different in each floor. So this is the map function. And intermediate keys means that we have purchased different types of items. So this is the intermediate key, means that the key and value just means that there are the articles. This is the key, means suppose that we will want to purchase the shampoo, then this is the key, and value is the rate of the sample, because there are the different types of samples. So they are the intermediate keys. With the help of the key value pair, we have explained it. Now combine means that a person purchase all the items, means number of items. Some person will purchase the item from the ground floor, first floor and the third floor. Some person will purchase the item from the second floor and the fourth floor. Means different person will purchase the item from different floors. So combine all the data of these persons. Now, after that, this shuffling or sorting will become. Shuffle means that the addition of the different items, and sorting means that in which order we are taking the orders. These are the sorting method. Then reduce phase means that after reducing means that the owner of the mall is interested only about the which item has been sold and how much money has been earned by the So reduce phase means that in reducing phase we will give only the item which have sold and the money which has been earned by the mall to give the owner of that mall, and this is the output phase. So this is the simply in my research work. Now come to the working of the map reduce function. In working of the map reduce function, job, as I already told you that different jobs in a mall culture, there are the different persons which are doing the different job. So we have distributed the job. Task means that the task which has been completed by that persons, and job tracker means that in which methodology, the methodology which has been used by the persons for completing his job is the job tracker. Task tracker means that a task tracker is an intelligent version of a to-do list, means that how much work has been completed by that person, or which person which work has been on processing mode. This is the task tracker. Input data means the data which we have given, and output data, the output which has been come. Input data just means that the article which has been purchased by the persons, and the output data means that the amount earned by the mall. This is the output. Now, in this case, also we have taken the application and job part. Job part. This is you can say that in the first input, it means that the suppose now in the three other
So there seems to be a connection issue on your side. Sir Deepak has left the meeting.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, am I audible now? Monica here, ma'am.
Ma'am, you weren't audible back then, but you
Now,
can. Yes, yeah, you are audible right now. We
Okay,
can
okay.
wait for Sir Deepak to complete his presentation,
sure.
then we can.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am. There's network problem. That's why.
Yeah, sure. Please continue.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, I am continuing. Just a minute. Okay, now visible, ma'am.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah. Yes, now come to this slide, ma'am. Now suppose there are the three persons which purchase the articles in a ground floor PQR and in second floor RQR, in third floor PSR. How much articles, how much items that have been purchased by these persons? Now in this case, after input the data, we split the data in the form of PQR, RQR, and SQR. We want to store the data of these persons individually or separately. Now, in case of map function, we have noted that the P, 1, Q, 1, R, 1. These are the key values. As input, I have told that we present data in the form of the key and the value. So P is the person, the item has been purchased by that person is 1. Q1, R1. From the first floor, the PQR had purchased 111 item. Now, in case of RQS, also they have purchased 111 item. And in the case of third case, PSR also have purchased 111. Now, after combining separately, we will combine data. S has purchased item 1 and 1 from different floors, and Q also has purchased item 111 from different floors, and R also has purchased, and S also has purchased. Now in the after reduction, it is clear that the how much articles, how much items have been purchased by the person S. S has purchased.
Hello, sir.
items.
Please come to the conclusion.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Okay, just a minute, sir. Now I am presenting main work, sir. Sir, yes, with the help of this, I have explained mapper and reducer. Main point is the map and the reduce function. With the help of the map and reduce function, easily we can solve the problem. The finalization want to Jaipur. There are the number of route from going Jaipur to Delhi. So we will manage the data in the format that the key and value. Suppose I'm going from Jaipur to Alwar through Delhi, or we am going from Jaipur to Agra to Delhi. So in key, we have mentioned the route, and the value we have mentioned the kilometers. So at last, after sorting, it will become that this route is minimized. So automatically we have we will choose on that part. In our car driving, in our scooter driving, I have seen that when we go, then the mapper also has come. Means with the help of the map functions, in this time I am driving my car, I am driving my motorcycle. So this project is helpful for this. Now this is now you can see that in case of mapper, this is my research work, sir. In mapper, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, I have mapped this P2, Q2, R2. Then after combine it, P6, Q2 means that suppose see, please, sir, mapper 1, mapper 2, mapper 3, mapper 4, mapper 5. Suppose these are the 5 different different buildings of the mall. Suppose in mapper first person P, second Q, third person R had purchased articles from the ground floor. Article first person purchased 2, second 2, third person R purchased 2, and P again has purchased some more items. So this we will record the data in this format in mapper function. In combiner, we will combine it. P has purchased total 6 items, Q has purchased total 2 items, R has purchased 2 items from the first floor, and combiner 2 means that in second floor.
Hello, sir. Please come to the conclusion.
Yeah, okay, sir. I am coming to the finalization. Now, in the framework for parallel processing, in this case, I have used the hash table MapReduce function, Apache Spark, Apache Flink, and Apache Storm. In this case, also comes the Hadoop MapReducing is known for a vast amount of data, then hash table MapReduce function, and if there are the renewed memory has been come, then Apache Spark. In batch filing and in real-time working, batch filing we have used the Apache Flink, and on real timing, I have using the Apache Star. So this is useful. The future plan for my work is serverless computing. Now in this time, with the help of the server, I can access the data. But my plan is that without server, I have access the data. So it is more useful for the person, for the human beings. So my plan is to do the serverless computing in the MapReduce function. Also machine learning integration, I have introduced in case of machine learning integration, I will use the supervised learning. With the supervised learning, it is easy to do my work in the field of the map reducing. Better development tool, in better development tool, also we are using debugging. In debugging, we will on that time solve the problems of the persons. This is my work in my future work in this case. So conclusion is that in the case we have used the MapReduce function. Our main point is that this article recognizes the value of MapReduce in a number of sectors, as in a social networking side, and e-commerce side, and in a digital marketing side. So this is my work. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Next presentation, please, Ishita.
Yes, sir. Monica ma'am is back with us. So she'll be starting a presentation with a paper title, Design and Implementation of 5-Port Label Switched NOC Router Using FPGA. Ma'am, Monica?
Yes, ma'am. Good
Yes.
afternoon, everyone. Present over here. I'm here to present design and implementation of 5-port label switched NOC router using FPGA. So these are the contents which we'll be discussing. That's the introduction, the survey, problem statement, and how this flow goes, the project flow, and the methodology, its results, and conclusion. So basically, ICT designers, they face numerous
Hello, ma'am. Please start from problem statement onwards.
obstacles while designing a single integrated circuit with thousands and billions of transistors. So because of with which the silicon industry is presenting a concept of NOC, that is okay, fine. Yeah, which we have gone through, and out of which we're using label switching technique to address the scheduling and prioritizing the packets and routing to the intended client consumption. So NOC manager, it should be capable of providing the better routing path, throughput, and bandwidth for the communication. So dynamic power consumption, which is the most important thing which occurs due to the switching activity, and that should be reduced as well. So these are the problems and the objectives as it is shown here with a flow chart. There's a label switched NOC router we are going to design, and we have a orbiter module design, NOC manager design, the crossbar switch designing, and a 5-port router, and the mesh network topology and its design testing, which we have done using Vado tool, and implement and generate the reports. And with respect to this, we have this is the 2D mesh topology, which you can see you have the NOC. This is the crossbar switch. It is utilized to establish the connection printed using the multiplexers. And we also have the so that is output and the input port, directing the packets from input ports to the output ports, aiding in resolving conflicts arising from the simultaneous request to the same output port. So this is the architecture which we have designed. This is the label switched NOC architecture. So we'll be using this. This is basically a packet relaying technique where the labels on every packet carry the route information. So the label is used by the routers along the way to determine the next hop, next label, that to be assigned the traffic priority, the quality of the switching supports.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but your audio is lagging a lot.
Trafficking engineering in the label switch. router. So this figure basically shows this label switched NOC architecture. So the path from a single input to an output port with additional the data flits are in the for the transmission, or if the arbiter denies access to the output port, incoming data flits responsible for managing FIFO pointer and controlling the flow. LS NOC design, that is label switched NOC and blocks. The first one is the LS router, second one is bar. So these are, how about now? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're audible now.
Hello, am I audible, Ishita ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Hello?
ma'am. You're audible now.
Hello? Blocks which you could see. Oh, thank you. And the crossbar we have. So these are the 4 blocks with the LS NOC designing, and these are most important blocks. These 4 subblocks, they are grouped together to form a router block, which is usually called repeatedly as a single node in the case of our network topology. So top of this router block have an IP block, which is used to track the packet flow in each of the node and log those into a text file. And at last, the power reduction blocks are designed both on input side as well as the output side as the transmitter and the reception blocks respectively. And the next we have is the LS router and the NOC manager. So LS router block is a label switch router block, which is designed to hold the labels, data packets, and the bandwidth capacity using registers and the FIFOs. So this FIFO is of 16-bit length in 16 locations are used here, so that to store the data packets in the RTL. And the second that you could see is the NOC manager. So this is the top level manager to validate each and every port capacity, and depending on the presence of the channel for the transmission pipeline from source to destination.
Madam, please come to the conclusion as you are facing some technical issues from your side.
The basic and the capacity within the
Hello, Ishita.
Yes, sir.
I think she having some kind of technical problem.
Yes, sir. I believe Monica ma'am can't hear us either.
Yes, yes, yes. So we have to move further.
Okay, so shall we go on with the next presenter?
Okay.
Okay. Since previously we didn't have ma'am B-size Shruti, if you're here now, then you can present your paper. Ma'am B-size Shruti, if you're here now, then you can present your paper.
Ma'am, we have already presented our paper.
Okay, then I think there is a confusion. Ma'am Kavita? Ma'am Kavita is not here. So I believe
Is anybody who is remaining to present?
Yes.
Is anybody who is available and have not presented the paper? Is there anybody?
So I believe we have 2 people who are not present here, who didn't present the paper yet. They're not
Okay.
in the
Okay.
meeting. So shall we go on with the conclusion of the meeting?
Yes. Yes. Sure.
Okay. I sincerely thank all of our authors for their excellent presentations and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for the support during this 8th version and the previous 7 versions of the conference. We will be happy to have you in the 9th version in 2024. All the presenters will be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Furthermore, all the papers have already been forwarded to the Springer. The publication will be live within 6 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of ICTCS 2023. I also thank our session chair, Sir Vinodre Thumar, for chairing this session. Thank you for your valuable presence, sir, on behalf of Team ICTCS 2023 and Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. I kindly request everyone to switch on their camera for a quick snapshot of the virtual conference. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe and take care.